Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'd like to kindly ask everybody to take their seats. We're just about to commence. Please take your seats. All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, can I kindly ask that we be upstanding for the national anthem, the East African anthem, and a word of prayer? Let's kindly be upstanding.
Oh, Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hand. United, free for liberty, together we'll always stand.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call upon Collins Kaiwa, Senior Energy Officer from the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, to give us a word of prayer. Collins, could you please give us a prayer?
Let's humble ourselves and pray. Almighty God, from whom we truly receive blessings for appointments to various offices under this ministry for welfare and of society, we pray that you grant us wisdom and unity of purpose in performance of such important responsibilities entrusted to us. We thank you for the resources you have endowed to our motherland, Uganda, in commitment of our mandate to establish, promote the development, strategically manage and safeguard the rational and sustainable exploitation and utilization of energy and mineral resources for social and economic development. Graciously guide us all the way through to the attainment of our key outputs and the desired outcomes in accordance to your will. Uphold Uganda and her citizens, whom we are privileged to serve. Be with us through this power forum as we deliberate on the issues at hand. And may all the glory and honor and praise be to yours now and forevermore. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can kindly take your seats. The Minister of State for Energy, Honorable Sidronia Sopolot Okasai, the Permanent Secretary, Commissioners, Assistant Commissioners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I don't feel the energy in the room. This is a power forum, 2023, but somehow I feel that power is lacking. Let's try that again. Good morning. In fact, I feel a total lack of power. Honorable Minister, I'd like to tell you something that I think I use as a mantra. I am a proud Rotarian, and as Rotarians, we believe that networking and being able to work together, we can change communities. But you cannot network, Honorable, without knowing the people who are in the room. So I'd like to do something special. I do this almost every occasion that I get. There are so many people whom are going to be working together, discussing, dialoguing, finding solutions, not just to power generation, but dissemination, and to understanding what are the last mile solutions to providing power solutions to this country. But how do we work together if we don't know each other? So I'm going to ask Honorable Minister that we do something special. We're going to stand up, we're going to get to know each other. I'm sure there are people here who don't know other people. So let's take 2 or 3 minutes to mix and mingle, to get new phone numbers and to say, you are the people I'm going to be working with today. So I'd like us to play some music as we take 2 minutes to get to know one another. In 3, 2, 1, and action. Everybody up, please. Find 2 or 3 new people, find new contacts, say hello, say welcome, say I'm from this organization. Meet the Honorable Minister. How many of you have shaken hands with a minister? Please, these are your opportunities. Okay, don't shake hands, but at least say hello. We have Engineer Cecilia there. You haven't met her. Please meet her. We have our sponsors of the day, GIZ. If you have not met David Otieno, who have you met? Who have you met? Only people that you don't know. Only people you don't know. I'm giving you 2 minutes more. 2 minutes more to create lasting relationships, to understand who you're going to be taking. All right, I'm giving us 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. All right, 30 minutes, okay, 30 seconds more. 30 seconds more. We have the entire day to be able to continue creating these relationships and to continue these conversations. All right, let's bring the music down. Let's bring the music down. Okay, can I kindly ask that everybody retakes their seats so that we can proceed with the program? Just bring it down and let's take our seats, please. Let's all kindly take our seats so that we can kick off today. Wonderful. So in the spirit of the discussion, as we evolve, we understand that generation of power is critical to development. And businesses, households, and individuals alike cannot survive without energy. So the discussions we're going to be having for the next hour, 2 hours, the panel discussions are going to delve a lot into policy making, into collaboration, and to be able to introduce this, it's my great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to call the Commissioner, Rural Electrification Department. Please welcome Engineer Abdon Atwine to actually give us what we call the welcome remarks. Round of applause.
The Honorable Minister of State for Energy, representative of the PS, representatives of the development partners, government officials, energy sector fraternity, you are all most welcome in your different capacities. As introduced, Engineer Abdon Atwine is my name, who is working as a Commissioner Rural Electrification. My task this morning is very simple, is to welcome you, and indeed you are most welcome. I would have stopped here since I was supposed to welcome you and I have welcomed you, but allow me to highlight the audience that we have here so that as we interact, we know the audience we have and we can make very useful contacts and collaborations. We have government ministries, departments, and agencies here represented, and one of the agencies, ministries, is Ministry of Energy. Colleagues are still coming to join us. We have power utilities in the sector, energy sector, represented here. We have development partners, those who support us to develop the energy sector, they are here. We have service providers, those are contractors, consultants that support us. We can't run the energy sector alone. they are here. We expect members of parliament, and I asked my colleagues who are welcoming us there that once they are here, they should inform me and we give them their special seats here, so they will be joining us. They told me it rained heavily in Kampala, so they are a bit delayed. And we have our dear consumers who use electricity. I've seen roofings here and others are represented. We also have friends who may not fall in that category that have come, that wish that we have a successful energy sector, a vibrant energy sector, a sustainable energy sector. They are with us here. So that's the kind of participation we have in this room. The second one, on top of my welcome, is to give you a bit of what is this Power Forum, so that as we start, we understand what we are dealing with. Energy Forum is one of the activities of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, which is organized under the Energy and Minerals Week. So this is part of the bigger cake that we are sharing with you today. There are other activities, and I am sure as we progress with this event, we'll understand to know more, and we participate. This Energy Week and Energy and Minerals Week started way back in 2005, and it started as a small program as Energy Efficiency Week. It has now grown up to this scale that we have so many activities running concurrently during the entire week. So look out for other activities and participate. As I leave that one, I wanted to highlight, I know it will come more and more, the theme for this Power Forum, which is empowering Uganda's energy future through innovation, sustainability, and collaboration. CDMC emphasized, can you get out of your seats and make sure you have a contact today? That's one of the purposes that we want to achieve. We need to collaborate, because you can't work as an island and achieve. So briefly, that's why we are here, and I welcome you all. Be comfortable in your seats, listen to different presenters, listen to different panelists. Let's make sure that we don't go back as we entered this room. Let's have something new to learn. Let's have a new contact. Let's have a new friend. And we might even get financing for, some of the future programs, because that's why our dear development partners are here. I thank you very much. And with these few welcoming remarks, I take this opportunity to invite the representative of the PS to give opening remarks. I thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Engineer Cecilia Menya, the Commissioner for Electrical Power, and representing the Permanent Secretary today. She was supposed to be here, but unfortunately, she had urgent assignments at the Office of the Prime Minister that she had to attend to. the Honorable Minister, representatives of the development partners, colleagues from the Ministry of Energy, and all government officials here present, heads of agencies and departments in the sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very delighted to be here today, participating in this Power Forum 2023, and I wish to add my voice to welcoming you here and commending the organizers of this forum for ensuring that it actually happens. I know there has been a bit of disruption this morning due to the heavy rains, but I appreciate that you've made it here, and we are expecting many more to join us. The Power Forum serves as a platform for engaging stakeholders and driving meaningful dialogue on key issues, opportunities, and advancements in the power sector. As my colleague has said, this is part of a wider program that is taking place the whole of this week. We started on Monday with the launching of the exhibition at Akamwes Mall. I would really encourage you to take off time and pass through to look at the range of technologies that are being displayed. You may benefit from what is being displayed. Over the past 5 years, the Power Forum has become a catalyst for collaboration and knowledge sharing among decision makers, government officials, utilities, regulators, development partners, and the public, as well as the private sector. This year's Power Forum is being held under the theme of empowering Uganda's energy future through innovation, sustainability, and collaboration. We do recognize the pivotal role that innovation, sustainability, and collaboration play in charting the course of our nation's energy landscape. Sustainability is a responsibility that we bear for the well-being of our nation and the generations to come. The decisions that we make today will echo in the future, and it is our duty to ensure that our energy practices align with environmental stewardship. This forum provides a platform to explore sustainable energy mix strategies, fostering a balance that harmonizes economic growth with ecological preservation. Over the past year, the ministry has continued to implement the Sustainable Energy Development Program, which is one of the 3 NDP3 programs that are being implemented by the ministry. The objective of this program is to meet the energy needs of the country by providing adequate, affordable, clean, and reliable energy for sustainable economic growth. Various achievements have been made over the past year in regards to policy, legal, regulatory, and institutional frameworks, and a number of them will be shared here today. Following the enactment of the Electricity Amendment Act 2022, the Electricity Regulatory Authority embarked on developing regulations to operationalize this amendment. A number of them have been completed, as will be shared by the Honorable Minister. And Basically, these regulations aim to enhance transparency, efficiency, and private sector engagement in the electricity supply industry. In April, government approved the Energy Policy 2023, which actually we've shared. If you haven't received a copy, there are copies at the entrance with the Secretariat. Please pick one for yourself. This policy reflects our commitment to meeting Uganda's energy needs for social and economic development while ensuring environmental sustainability. It serves a comprehensive roadmap for achieving our energy goals and unlocking the immense potential of our energy sector. The ministry, with support from the International Energy Agency, is developing Uganda's energy transition plan, aligning our efforts with global trends and embracing clean and sustainable energy sources. This transition plan will not only contribute to mitigating climate change, but it will also foster the long-term sustainability of the energy sector. In the first panel, we shall be receiving a presentation on this transition plan, and we shall discuss further. So we shall be looking forward to your input into this, among others. Government understands the importance of diversifying our energy mix to reduce dependence on a single source and encourage energy security. In this regard, we have made significant progress in expanding our renewable energy capacity. Our abundant resources such as hydro, solar, geothermal, wind, provide immense opportunities for clean and sustainable energy production. We shall also be receiving a brief presentation on our generation strategy that we are developing. So we shall also be looking forward for any input that we can get from you. We have invested in large-scale hydro power projects such as Karuma and Isimba, initiated solar power initiatives, and explored the potential of wind and geothermal energy. Through these efforts, we aim to harness the power of nature and ensure a greener and more sustainable future for Uganda. In tandem with our efforts to increase access, the ministry is keenly focused on improving the reliability of power supply. We understand that a stable and consistent electricity supply is crucial for attracting investments, enabling industries, and driving economic growth. And to achieve this, we are investing in rehabilitation and upgrading of our transmission and distribution infrastructure, implementing smart grid technologies, and strengthening our regulatory framework. We are also fostering public-private partnerships to leverage expertise and resources for the development of our power sector. As mentioned earlier, government is implementing the NDP3, which aims at achieving 80% access to electricity by 2025, both grid and off-grid. Right now we stand at 57%, so really this is an ambitious target. A target we will achieve considering both grid and off-grid access alternatives. The share of clean energy used for cooking is also expected to increase to 50% by 2025. So we are really promoting various options for clean cooking. And I really encourage you, like I said, to visit the exhibition at Akamwes, because there are a number of technologies that have been displayed there. The ministry has developed the National Electricity Strategy to look beyond 2025 with a target to achieve universal access to electricity by 2030. This will necessitate implementing about 10.4 million connections through both grid and off-grid solutions. In order to achieve our universal access agenda, government continues to implement the Free Connections Policy 2018, where the connection costs for new household consumers requiring either a no-pole or a one-pole electricity connection are met by government. Under this policy, consumers only need to wire their houses and pay about 20,000 shillings for inspection to ensure that their premises are well wired to receive the grid electricity. In order to meet the financial requirements of the Free Connections Policy, government has partnered with the World Bank to implement the USD 638 million electricity access scale-up project, which targets to achieve over 1 million electricity connections for households, commercial enterprises, mining centers, public institutions, and industrial parks over the 5-year implementation project. Furthermore, government recently received euros 24.5 million grant from the European Union and KfW to implement the Get Access mini-grid project. The project targets to electrify 100 to 150 small and medium-sized villages in remote areas of Uganda with decentralized off-grid solar-powered mini-grids. The selected villages to be electrified under the project are located in the areas of Palorinya, Tumaji, Kalangala, Wakiso, Buvuma East, Buvuma West, and Lake Albert Shores. Government has also introduced a hybrid connection scheme to address the funding gap of the Free Electricity Connections Policy, whereby domestic consumers requiring a no-pole costing of shillings 720,883 as approved by the Electricity Regulatory Authority. You're most welcome, Dr. Okoboy. It gives me comfort as I speak to this one, and I see you walking in. Consumers requiring no-pole costing of 728,883 as approved by the regulator are now required to pay only 200,000 and are immediately connected to the main grid. The balance of 270,000 is incrementally recovered from the consumer's electricity bill for a period of up to 8 years, while 250 has been provided as a subsidy to the consumers. During this Power Forum, we shall be receiving a lot of updates because at the beginning of the year or right after the Power Forum for last year, there are targets that we agreed to meet, so we really need to share where we have reached. So we shall be sharing updates as we continue with the discussions. As I conclude, I want to reaffirm the government of Uganda's unwavering commitment to the sustainable development of the power sector. Our strategies, policies, and initiatives are designed to drive sustainable growth, enhance energy access, foster regional cooperation. We are eager to collaborate with investors, industry experts, and development partners to harness the full potential of the energy sector and create a brighter future for all Ugandans. Collaboration is the cornerstone of progress. The energy transition journey requires a unified effort from all stakeholders, government bodies, regulatory agents, our utility companies, and the private sector. So by fostering effective policy and regulation, we pave the way to enhance utility performance. Today's panel discussion on energy transition, policy and institutional reforms, regulatory reforms, digitalization, and innovative finance underscore the importance of collaboration in shaping a resilient and dynamic energy sector. As we engage in fruitful discussions and share insights during this forum, let us remain committed to the vision of a sustainable and inclusive energy future for Uganda. I've tried to share a few achievements. However, the minister will be elaborating, and much as we make progress, also the sector faces a number of challenges, and this will also ably be communicated by our Honorable Minister. I would really like to thank our financiers for this Power Forum, the German Cooperation Agency, GIZ, and all the support we've received from our sector agencies. At this moment, I take this opportunity to invite the Honorable Minister of State to come and address us at this Power Forum 2023. Thank you.
I fear actually recognizing people because we have come in installments. I will only recognize those that are in the room. Development partners, the PS, the technical officers from various ministries, private sector because I met them, the service providers. Good morning. The way the meeting started was a very interesting one. I actually learned and came to know people whom I wouldn't have known if I was not given that opportunity. So the moderator, thank you very much for that innovation. I'm now comfortable. I know the representative of Umeme who is here. I discovered an engineer from Ministry of Works who is an electrical engineer. I discovered a lawyer who is interested in energy. I don't know what you discovered. We are actually a mix of people who are from various sectors. Oh, I also met Shireen. Shireen from EA, International Energy Agency. So that was a very innovative way of opening a meeting. And I know many of you didn't know me, but you came to know me as I walked greeting you. So thank you very much for that innovation. So I'm delighted to be here. And this is in line with the theme that the permanent secretary has talked about. That theme is actually loaded. There are a number of things that that theme is talking about, and this forum is actually to unpack that theme. So I'm very happy to be part of this meeting. So this is one of the events during the Energy and Minerals Week 2023, which has been organized to serve as a platform for engaging stakeholders and driving meaningful dialogue. I know during the introduction at that time, we had actually started the dialogue. This forum is of great importance in recognizing the government's commitment to enhancing electricity generation, transmission, and distribution. But most importantly, taking electricity to the end users, distribution and utilization to address the industrialization of this country to ensure and increase the access for affordable, reliable, and modern energy in this country. Access to modern energy services is a necessary vice and is a precondition for achieving sustainable development goals such as poverty reduction of this country, access to clean water, improved public health, better education, women's empowerment, and increased food security. So energy is pivotal for the development that we expect in this country. It is right at the center of everything. And this is recognized not only within the energy sector, but globally in our transformation agenda of this country. Uganda is blessed. We have so much resources of energy. Mention it, we are there. And Uganda is really, as we stand now, mainly having renewable energies. So we can boast that we have primarily green energy so far. We have hydropower. We want to go nuclear. We have solar, geothermal. We have the biomass, which we must use carefully. Otherwise, we shall actually disorganize the richness in resources of our country. Despite these abundant resources, we continue to face challenges in meeting the energy needs of our people. This is partly due to limited investments in the infrastructure. We continue having dimmed energy. It is because we have limited infrastructure. We continue having outdated technologies. This is very makes it inefficient. We incur inefficient use of energy. We have inefficient energy use practices. The government continues to invest in the electricity infrastructure to ensure reliable and affordable power supply to the country. The theme which has been talked about here is therefore highly timely for Uganda, considering the country's current energy landscape and urgent need to address the energy challenges. She talked about me talking of dwelling on energy challenges. I will come to that. Uganda is heavily reliant on biomass. I talked about this. And we have had executive orders now banning the use of charcoal, limiting the use of firewood. We have got to think how we can implement the executive orders. How do we improve the cooking? How do we get into use of clean energy? Those are questions which you should be able to answer through this forum, because we are from across the various sectors. The annual growth of demand for electricity in Uganda stands at 12%. And the current electrification has grown by 1%. Last year it was 57. This year we're happy to report a 1% increase, 58. We therefore, as a sector, continue to embrace innovative solutions to address energy challenges, which include developing new and more efficient renewable energy technologies, improving energy efficiency in homes, businesses, industries, and finding innovative ways to store and distribute energy. Uganda is committed to transitioning to a more sustainable energy future, and the areas of focus are increasing the share of renewable energy in the country's energy mix and promoting energy conservation and efficient use of energy. Addressing Uganda's energy challenges require collaboration. This is what we should focus on. It is not only the Ministry of Energy that can deliver us where we want. All of us who are in this room have a role to play. And therefore, we must work to implement the various policies, laws that the Permanent Secretary has already alluded to. In the recent past, 2023, we amended the law. We are moved to develop regulations. There are some regulations which have been completed, and we still have a number of regulations to come up with. In alignment with the forum's theme, the revised energy policy, which the commissioner has also talked about, has been amended. We have a policy 2023. That one was also passed recently. The policy is targeting mainly on generation. The previous policy was saying moving from the current generation to 5,000 megawatts. And a shocker in the new policy, considering the various aspects, is saying we must produce 52,000 megawatts by 2040. This is a challenge which we must actually put our heads together. How do we generate 52,000 megawatts by 2040? The strategy will ensure a coordinated increase of Uganda's generation capacity while taking into consideration transmission and distribution. Because we have been producing electricity when we don't have infrastructure for transmission of electricity. This time around, we must take the whole value chain together, plan it such that we don't go back to where we experience dimmed energy. And the demand of electricity is quite high. That's why we moved to producing 52,000 megawatts by 2040. Furthermore, the ministry successfully coordinated the handover of the various schemes. The ministry successfully took over Nalubale and Kira power stations, which are generating 380 megawatts. They are actually now managed by Uganda Electricity Generation Company. And this was done in March after the expiry of a 20-year-old concession with ESCO. The concession of Umeme, which is coming to an end in 2025, is not going to be renewed too. We have got to prepare how we take over where Umeme has been operating. And we expect this one to be taken over by the owner of the assets, UEDCL. So UEDCL should be prepared also to come in. But let's have a comfort. I know Umeme will be disturbed. In the new law, there is a provision for private-public partnerships. It is this group here that should help us to develop a regulation how the private sector will continue playing a role in the energy sector. So maybe you'll still be there. But the way we partner may change. And I challenge the stakeholders here to take interest in developing how we shall continue partnering with the private sector. Other key achievements that we have come through is both in the three parts of the value chain: electricity generation, transmission and generation, and distribution. The government has continued to make efforts to fulfill electricity access targets set out in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 7. And our Vision 2040 and the National Development Plan 3. In terms of electricity generation, the total generation capacity as of 30th September 2023 increased to 1,778.1 megawatts from 1,378.1 in March 2023, of which 1,662.2 megawatts supplies the main grid, 13.98 megawatts is off-grid, and 102.5 megawatts is for own consumption, which is mainly by Bagasse cogeneration plants, against the peak demand of 850 megawatts. We seem to be producing excess energy, but that's deceptive. It is because we don't have infrastructure to consume that electricity which we see as a surplus. I'm saying it is deceptive. The moment we put the infrastructure, I'm certain we shall go back to load shedding. So we need also to continue focusing the generation of electricity. The total installed generation capacity is expected to increase to 2,000 by the end of this year when we bring in Karuma. Karuma is likely to come to the grid latest August, September next year. But currently, we have 4 units which are ready. And I'm told the 5th unit is also likely to come on by November. I'm actually certain that we shall not wait for August for Karuma to be commissioned. That power is likely to come online into the grid before August, which is highlighted in my speech. So that brings a very useful challenge to us. How do we consume the power? How do we get the power out there for the end users? Evacuation must be addressed urgently. The transmission network must be improved. Currently, I can say that the transmission lines have increased from 1,132 kilometers in 2005 to the current 4,354 kilometers, while the distribution network length has increased from 6,496 kilometers in 2005 to the current 62,690 kilometers. At least 57% of the households in Uganda had access to at least one source of electricity by 2022, and I have talked to that, it has increased to 58. The government continues to prioritize the development of infrastructure in the whole value chain to make sure the power is consumed. The PS has talked of the strategies that are in place to increase the access of electricity through various projects. She talked about electricity access scale-up project, which was launched sometime this year, and it is going to be effective starting December, the first part, which is free connections, which the permanent secretary talked about. So here would want the country to know those who have got poles standing in their compounds and have not been able to connect to electricity. There is going to be implementation of the free connection starting in December. However, we have a number of challenges. Number one, under-exploitation and development of immense energy resources that we have. I talked about a number of the potentials that we have, but a majority of them remain undeveloped. Vandalism. We could not commission Karuma as the units continued coming because of vandalism. We need to address and think through what we can do as a country to check on vandalism. Land and way leaves acquisition challenges. The projects are coming on like electricity access scale-up project. We are going to extend lines, but we are continuing to face challenges of land acquisition and the way leaves. Karuma, the power to West Nile. We have not been able to deliver power to West Nile because of the challenges of acquisition of land. We are facing a risk of losing money. We need to address that challenge. In conclusion, let me take this opportunity to thank you all, especially the development partners, and all of you in your various capacities for coming to participate in this forum. I wish also to thank, in a special way, the German Development Agency, GIZ, for sponsoring this forum. Thank you very much. I also thank the sector players, which is all of us here, for sparing your time to come here. I thank my technical team for elaborate preparations for the Energy Week. This is only one activity. There are so many activities which are going on, and they are all running very well so far. I wish to assure all of our stakeholders that the government is committed to providing affordable, reliable power supply by embracing innovative, sustainable, and collaborative approach. Uganda can chart a path towards a more prosperous and sustainable energy future for all her citizens. I thank all of you for paying attention to me, and I wish you fruitful deliberations. I say this for God and my country.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. So the Honorable Minister re-emphasized the importance of collaboration, and I honestly believe that you can't collaborate on an empty stomach. A lot of you have come in the cold and you've realized that we have a long day ahead of us. So we're going to take a 15 to 20-minute break. We've got tea on the side here. Please feel free to take a cup of tea, take a few minutes to meet, greet, get to know people, and then we'll come back and start our first panel discussion. Thank you and bon appetit.